I am now going to go to the section of this page dealing with dihybrid crosses. Dihybrid crosses. Got two problems here. It says number 18. It says in watermelons, the allele for green color is capital G and short shape capital H are dominant. So I have those written over here. And by the way, whenever you do these problems, it is a good idea to make a little key for yourself to keep yourself straight and organized as you go through. Stripe colored log shape are recessive. A plant that is long and stripe is crossed with a plant that is heterozygous for both. What are the possible genotypes and phenotypes? Okay, so I have my plants up here. This is my long and striped plant or watermelon. This is going to be the heterozygous for both traits, big G, big H, little h. Okay, first thing I have to do is make my gametes. So what gametes will this one create over here? Well, remember, if we do our little FOIL method, okay, carry these out, it's the first of each combination, outer, inner, last. So I could say, and I'll put these across the top. Remember, law of independent assortment tells me that these things will sort independently of each other, which basically means that, hold on, let me make my box here. So it doesn't mean that this G and that H will always travel together. They can sort independently and give me a lot of different combinations in my gametes. So here we go. Big G, little h. I'm doing this plant up here, and you probably guessed it. These are all the same. This one is going to be big G, big H, big G, little h, little g, big H, and then little g, little h. Okay, now I'm going to carry them out to each box that they're associated with. I better angle this a little bit down. All right, so sorry, it's kind of hard for me writing at an angle here. Now, I showed you a video where you can eliminate some lines because it's basically going to be the same over and over and over again. I've always liked to just write out the whole thing. It allows me to check my work, keeps me from making any mistakes. Okay, now I'm going to take these across. Big G, big H. Take this one across, big G, little h, G, little h. Okay, so this is what I end up with, and some of my writing's a little sloppy there. I apologize for that. So what are the possible combinations that they can have? Well, if I cross these two parent plants, there's a lot of different things that can happen, okay? So you see this whole line. So this is, this whole row. These are going to produce green and short plants. So that's 4/16 or 1 out of 4. Okay, one out of 4 is going to be green and short. Okay, these are green and long because I have the two lowercase h's on each of them. Green and long here, so 1 out of 4. These are going to be striped and short all the way across here, heterozygous for both for the short trait, and then these are going to be striped and long. So you see, my ratio is actually 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Okay, but it's going to be 1/4 or 4/16 for my phenotype ratio, or for the probability that these plants would produce those different types of watermelon plants.